They're going to start with Andy Dalton. I think they're going to struggle early. Have you looked at their schedule? Because if you haven't, I have it here. Rams, Bengals, Browns, Lions, Raiders, Packers, Bucks, 49ers, Steelers, and then a Week 10 bye. I think that schedule just starts off a little too rough for the Bears.
Okay, and I'm really glad that you brought up the Bears because Jimmy Graham had some very complimentary things to say about Justin Fields.
I love the kid. He sits beside me in the locker room, and man, he wants to be good. And he wants to be great. Man, he puts in the work. The guy really, really can throw the ball. That's been impressive to see his arm strength. Definitely reminds me a lot of Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson. Could you imagine a quarterback of the caliber of Russell Wilson in Chicago?
Did you see his smile when he
I
like that smile.
I can't wait. So, Kimberly, you had them winning less than 7.5. So who do you think should be starting week 1?
This will blow your mind. I actually think Andy Dalton should start.
What?
And here's why. I know, sounds crazy, but here's what bothers me. When I hear people talk about the Bears situation, they often bring up Matt Nagy, Ryan Pace, job security. They're going to be hard pressed to start this kid. I was in Chicago over the weekend, so I saw Justin Fields up close. I understand why Jimmy Graham is smiling like that. Like he sees his lady like, oh yeah, look at her, she's great. I get it. All the great things I've heard about Justin Fields, competitor. He's somebody who's working hard. He wants to be great, and he's willing to put in the work to become that. That said, this is about Justin Fields and how you prepare him for the NFL and make sure that he's in the best position to start. I don't like to talk about the job security because I've covered enough bad teams that didn't do right by the QB. There were other factors going on, and it's not about just 2021. It's about Justin Fields' career going forward. And when you start a rookie QB, it's hard if they struggle. It's hard to go back and say, okay, let's go with the veteran. You start with the veteran. If he's just so-so or he's bad, then you get to turn the page completely and say, this is the guy. This is the kid that's going to take us the rest of the season.
But you got them winning 7 or less, so I wonder, Ninko, I go to you. Who do you think should be starting week 1? Because I don't know how Chicago would feel about that if they win 7 or fewer games.
This is the entertainment business. Let's all remember that. So to entertain the Chicago fan base, Bears, the best fan base in the whole NFL, you got to go with the rookie. You got to go with the first-round pick. They're loading up the stadium to see your first-round pick rookie quarterback who's a Ohio State guy right down the road. They want to see him in Chicago. They want to see him win. They want to get back to their old winning ways. Back in the day when they were winning Super Bowls back in the 80s with Ditka, so for me, I think that you got to have the rookie in there. You got to put him in. You got to put him in early. Listen, this is the seat rental business. They rent their seats in the stadium. They want to fill them up. They want to have happy fans. You want to sell all those jerseys. It's the money-making business, and they're going to have the rookie out there. That's what I think they should do.
What do you think?
Man, we know where Andy Dalton is. Come on, let's just be honest here. All of that stuff sounds great. Yeah, exactly. We know where Andy Dalton is. He's a veteran guy that's been bouncing around the league a little bit, the past couple of years. I think when it comes to the Bears, you need that dynamic young quarterback that's going to present different problems to a defense. The Bears' defense is really good. So when I look at the Chicago Bears and how they're kind of set up, I understand the first half of the schedule is brutal. But the Bears has a really good defense. I think their offensive line is going to be a lot better. They got weapons on offense with Allen Robinson. Now you have a dynamic young quarterback that can do a lot of different things if you're Matt Nagy. Why waste your time on something that you already know and when you can put the young kid in there and let him grow. Let him grow into the position right off the bat.
Okay, and here's the thing. Chicago fans aren't having it not making it to the playoffs. They're not having it not making it far into the playoffs. They lose some of those tough games in the beginning. I don't know how this team even sniffs the playoffs. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Let me ask you this question. Would you rather lose tough games with Andy Dalton or with Justin Fields?
Justin Fields.
Right.
Would. Justin Fields. Now, speaking of rookie quarterbacks for the first time in a long time, there's a quarterback competition in New England. The Patriots used the 15th overall pick on Alabama quarterback Mac Jones. And they, of course, still have Cam Newton. Now, Newton was asked to break it all down.
I guess you guys also have like a text chain, the quarterbacks. How's that going?
Let me tell you what's not going to happen. Not going to get no intel out of me, Kai. There's not going to be no front pages on Cam said this or look. Mac has been, a great teammate, but as far as any type of intel of what we do, how we do things, and what has been done, no bueno, guy.
Not having it. All right, so let's continue on this who should start theme with who should start in New England, Cam Newton or Mac Jones, if you would.
I'm going with Mac Jones. I think that Mac Jones' arm talent is better than Cam's. I think he's a more accurate passer. And when I look at the New England Patriots, their team, they added guys in free agency, guys who opted back in. Defensively, they're going to be good. They're going to have one of the best offensive lines in football. They upgraded at the skill position. So I think this team is tailor-made for a young quarterback to come in. And I think ultimately, at the end of the day, this is not Cam Newton from 2015. This is not that MVP Cam Newton. This is a different version of Cam Newton. And I think Mac Jones is a better passer of the football than Cam Newton.
Okay, so Kimberly, who should start?
That all said, I'm going to die on this hill. I do think it's easier and better to start with the vet, because if he struggles, you can go to that young guy that you know is the future. You start with the young guy, he struggles for whatever reason, it's difficult to go backwards.
Okay, all right. She likes the vets. That's nothing wrong with that. Okay. Ninko, who you got?
I'm going to go with the accurate passer in Mac Jones. Listen, I've asked a bunch of people that have witnessed practice and they have observed, and everything that I hear back is that Mac Jones is the better pure passer, more accurate, better velocity, and at the end of the day, you want your quarterback to be able to stand back there 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12, and throw the ball accurately. And a lot of the highlights that I see in training camp, there's a lot of great diving catches, a lot of great receiving catches by guys diving, but when I look at the quarterback throwing the ball, it's Cam kind of putting the ball a little high, a little outside, a little inside. So for me, I want to see a quarterback who can accurately throw the football down the field, and with that offensive line, with the running game, with how they built this team, just like what he said, they're going to have a top 5 defense. They're going to be able to run the football, set up the play action pass, which is perfectly set up for a rookie quarterback to come in and to have success.
And you know what? These Patriots open their preseason next Thursday against the Washington football team, so we'll get a chance to see that Mac Jones accuracy and see maybe how it plays out against what Cam Newton is doing in New England. Now, because the pandemic canceled last year's Pro Football Hall of Fame enshrinement ceremony, we're going to have 2 on ESPN this year. Saturday, the Centennial Class of 2020 will be celebrated. And Sunday, Peyton Manning leads this year's star-studded class. Both ceremonies are also available on the ESPN app. One app, one tap. Well, coming up, the return of football. And look, one thing is clear. The Cowboys, they need Dak's shoulder to heal.